policing.
Automatically, when I think of police, I think power, I think fear.
About how we bridge the divide. After just 1 week in America, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
I had to stop watching because it made me sick to my stomach.
Stay with me. Outside Minneapolis, the live stream on Facebook.
It sends shockwaves through my soul.
Policemen were just dropping.
The targeting of police officers in Dallas.
These are the heroes that I work with every day.
What will it take for a nation to understand each other, to protect each other, to listen to each other?
Every life in this country means something. Every life.
Tonight, family members, police officers, mothers and fathers, their children.
It takes a leap of faith to get past divisions.
Americans from all over this country and their questions for the president.
For this conversation, we'll have to be there.
To be honest,
Respectful.
To be uncomfortable.
No question, off limits.
I would ask President Obama.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, can you help me keep our children alive?
National Conversation begins now. Good evening, I'm David Muir, and we are here tonight for an honest and challenging conversation between the president and the people. So many of the families who have gathered right here in this room have been directly affected by what we've seen in this country in recent days. Loved ones lost during a police encounter, police officers who did not return home from work. We all witnessed what has transpired in just 1 week in America, Baton Rouge, Minneapolis, and Dallas. And sadly, we all know what came before, New York City, Ferguson, Baltimore, and the list goes on. This is a critical moment for this president and this country. We watched the president in Dallas telling Americans we are not as divided as we seem. We should note here that we asked the White House if President Obama would be willing to do this. They did not arrange this. He said yes. Nothing is off limits, a true and hopefully constructive conversation. So we welcome our viewers tonight in the U.S. and around the world across our Disney media networks, ABC, ESPN, Freeform, live streaming on Facebook, Yahoo, and YouTube. And we're being carried worldwide tonight by our partners at the BBC. We welcome you all, and of course, we welcome the President of the United States, Barack Obama. Mr. President, thank you for joining us. And before we begin this conversation here tonight, a bit of a guideline for everyone in the room. We're not going to retry any of the cases that we have seen in the news, but we are here to acknowledge that Americans in this country, depending on your race, your background, do see things, do hear things differently from one another. But tonight, we try to hear it and see it the same way. So we thought we would begin with where the news began a little more than a week ago, Mr. President, and that was with what we saw in Baton Rouge. We saw Cullen Sterling tackled to the ground. He was then shot and killed. His son Cameron, who is 15 years old, stood before the country, breaking down in front of the cameras. Take a look.
My son is not the youngest. He is the oldest of his siblings. He is 15 years old. He had to watch this, and this was put all over the outlets.
Cameron, I know it is difficult for you to hear that, but Cameron is with us here tonight, and if you would stand, I know in the last 24 hours you have made a plea to this country to come together, and I'm curious what you would like to say and to ask of the President.
I'm coming to ask one question. I ask that you keep all of these families and my family safe, and the people and the rest of the good police officers safe from bad people and bad police officers. And I ask for your help to unite all the races of this world.
Let me just first of all say, obviously I'm proud. We are you, Cameron, to be able to be here and speak. I couldn't have done that when I was 15, particularly in these circumstances. So I know your family's proud of you. Let me say to all the people who are here who have been impacted in some fashion by not just tough events this week, but tough events in the past. I know we've got